Hey y'all, welcome to today's episode of the Stay at Home Son podcast. Today is episode 35, and we have a very great episode for you today. We got a crime one, which we like crime around here, especially when they're short films. And today's film is called The Gift, and it was a nice, short, good, fun film to watch with a lot of impact. So, Thomas, you want to go ahead and start your initial thoughts?
So, I think I think it was a pretty decent for the crime ones that we've been watching. Um, I kind of like I think my favorite part of the movie was kind of like the honestly the beginning of it, just because like it kind of left me guessing a little bit because he's waiting for a phone call, so the wife starts to think like is he cheating, and like I'm trying to jump around all these thoughts. I'm like, is he cheating? Is he is he doing drugs? Is he, doing something illegal? But then it turns out it's kind of the opposite of that. So,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's pretty crazy how it starts. I didn't have a hard time picking up on what he was doing. And, I kind of picked up, I didn't think he was cheating, but I kind of could tell like he was someone that was very focused on his work. And I could tell that he was kind of like bringing his wife along, and she was just not liking how that work was changing him and how it was kind of turning him to be kind of a more cold and kind of distant person. And I think how it turns out later, you kind of realize like, to me, this film kind of taught me like how it's important to value people that you care about and around you, and make sure that like you end on good terms with people. Like even if you're mad at someone, if you do care about them, you should always try to end it on good terms at the end before you see them, because you might not know what happens when they leave that door. And also, this film kind of showed me like, if you spend your whole life and your time dedicated to something so much, make sure you don't neglect the people around you, because sometimes you might regret that later. So that's this film kind of goes a dark way of showing why you might regret that later, but like that's kind of a human thing I kind of got from this film, which was kind of nice to see.
yeah, and also I think the criminal said at the end that he was the closest he ever came to catching him. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So if this guy's been dedicating all this time to catching him and he's the closest, but he still didn't catch him, then I guess he's getting away with it for the rest of his life.
Well, dude, did you see the part where the police officer pulls up and lets it happen? Like the guy is so corrupt, he has the police officer on his side. So like the people that would arrest him are like working for him. It's
That's
crazy. I
crazy.
I I, I kind of have a personal story. There's someone that we kind of know as like not like a family friend, but he's not really our friend, but he's friends with a family friend. And we actually think he was one of those kind of crooked cops up north that was like getting paid to throw cases. So
Yeah.
that's a little drama. But yeah, I kind of when I saw that pull up, I was like, wow, that kind of reminds me of that person I know that we think got paid. Because I mean, cops don't get paid that much. This guy has like I think 50 acres in like Greensboro and like a nice house. It's like cops don't make that kind of money. Like how are you a career cop and having 50 acres in Greensboro? You
That
know?
is crazy.
Yeah, so like, I think I might have seen it. But I'll tell you what too, I thought the villains were really good. I mean, did you like the way the villain characters acted? I thought they were really good. I like the way they acted the
Yeah,
villain.
honestly, they fooled me. I'm like, oh, when they kind of turned on him in the end, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I can kind of tell, like, the other guy who ended up, you know, shooting him or whatever, he kind of had that prototypical kind of like henchman kind of vibe. But the character that I thought was really well written was like the head honcho, the guy he was really trying to bring down. I did not like I liked him as a character from like a strictly acting perspective, but like when it comes to like his actual character, I hated that guy, man. He was so arrogant. He was so sure of himself. I mean, he was like, "Oh, well, I actually applaud you because this was the closest anyone got, but I'm sorry I have to do this." Like, I wanted to beat his ass, honestly. I did not
But
like
really,
him.
I actually found that scene kind of funny. I'm like,
No, I know. I don't get me wrong. I found it funny. I liked the scene like from a filmmaking perspective. I thought it was awesome. I love characters. Like if I don't like your character, you did a good job. You made a character that's noteworthy enough for me to have a problem with. Like that's your job as a filmmaker to make characters that are interesting. But I hated the villain guy. He was so arrogant. I mean, like honestly, man, even if he has a gun to my head, I hate him so much. I'm bull rushing him. I'm gonna at least get a couple hits in his jaw before he shoots me, man.
now the one thing I want to kind of know as an actor is how the wife got that convincing like death look. Like her eyelids were like rolled back and everything. I need to learn how to do that because that was very convincing.
I will say though, Thomas, as someone who's directed you, you do have pretty good facial expressions. Like that in the scene where we're filming for our movie, where you react to me showing you the little kid's book. Like you did a good job of like showing how Yeah, you're
Yeah, my
actually
parents were laughing at that. That scene was pretty funny.
Yeah, dude, you're actually pretty good at like expressive acting. It's funny, you think you need to work on that, but I actually think that's what you're pretty good at. I need to work on expressions. I kind of have like a blank stare half the time, so I need to work on my emoting. But you have pretty good emoting and facial expressions. But yeah, it's cool that you picked up on that because that was very good. Every time Alex sends us a short, he's the guy who sent us the Quantum Mind. I mean, we've been reviewing his films since April, pretty much. They're always very well done. I always enjoy them. He has a very cool style. I really want to see him make a feature. So I hope one day, Alex, you come out and show us one of your feature films. Because man, you got the talent, man. You got a good group of people you're working with. I mean, that guy that always looks like JD Vance that's always in his movies. He's good, man. He's good. Every time I see him, I'm like, dang, there's our vice president right there.
Oh, so he's a repeat customer. I didn't realize.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't.
no, Alex. Remember Mary, the short film we saw where the girl's actually the killer, and then he also did the Quantum Mind, which is the other one we saw. That's kind of like that dystopian thing with the mom that ends up at the end being like a robot or something. Remember that we did it like a few months ago. Yeah, no, he's cool. He's cool, man. He's always booking us out. I don't think he has Instagram though. So man, if you get an Instagram, follow us at Stay Home Sun Productions, man. I would love to network with you. I really think you're talented.
Yeah, definitely social media is step one.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm trying to think of some other stuff, man. I really enjoyed the film. I didn't watch it until I knew we had to review it, and I like short films. I like watching them right before the review. And I sat down with my pasta dinner, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a good 13 short minutes, and I've never felt lost. And the only thing I didn't like was that dang egotistical character. And when I say I don't like, it's like I like the movie because of it. I personally wanted to beat his ass.
Yeah, honestly, this one kind of, I guess it felt long because like the last two we reviewed have been like under 3 minutes. So like,
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, man. I would definitely watch it. I'll put the links in the description below. I'm trying to think. There's one other thing I wanted to say. Trying to think about it. Oh, I thought the his reaction at the end was pretty cool too. When he was crying about his wife dying, that was very good. But I like the end because it almost looks like he kind of made peace with it because you don't actually see the gunshots and stuff, but you
yeah, he
see
just
this.
kind of accepts that he's gonna die with her.
Yeah, and he's also like, I got close. Like what I mean, it was almost like a moment. I was like, he died knowing he was the good guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought
definitely.
I thought that was pretty cool because like if you're gonna die, die in dignity. And I feel like at the end of the day, the cop who's standing there letting that happen is gonna have to answer to someone when he dies, and this guy knows he was on a good side. So I thought that was kind of poetic how it shows that he was realizing at his death like what I lived a good life. I get to die with my wife right here. And I was the good guy, and no one can take that away from me. So very good film. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be that emotional. I kind of, when I hear crime, I always think, okay, we're gonna see shots, we're gonna see blood, we're gonna see money getting laundered and stuff. But this film really didn't feel like that. It kind of had a more of a like a almost like a more of a personality to it. So I really thought that was pretty cool and very interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting movie too. Like I said, I think my favorite parts were probably the end of the beginning, just because kind of like it subverted some of my expectations. But overall, it was a very good movie.
Yep. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode of the Stay at Home Son podcast. We have new episodes coming out. Also, thank you all so much for 2,000 followers on Instagram. That is crazy, y'all, because we really just started doing this back in when we started doing this, Tom, it's like October, I think, is where we had our first one. So to already have 2,000 of y'all watching and following us on Instagram and supporting us really means a lot. We're actually going to be launching a little special thing for y'all to help us support. So y'all got to look out for that. I'm going to have that soon. If y'all want to support us, y'all might be able to wear us a little bit if that makes any sense because we might be having some merch come out soon. But we'll talk about that more in the next episode. But all in all, hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. And remember, Thomas, you want to say it?
Stay at home.
Yes, sir.